Hi there. Today's presentation is on what's on your bucket list, and my name is Sonya French. I'm a Journey to Wellness coach at the Summit and ACE personal trainer. So hope you have fun with our presentation today. So a couple things you're going to need is you're going to need a notebook, paper, and a journal, a pen, and a quiet place to think with no cell phone, and an inspirational environment. So an inspirational environment could be outside of your kitchen window, your desk, preferably someplace that doesn't have a lot of clutter, someplace that's quiet, perhaps someplace that smells good, or light a candle, anything that you find inspirational. Okay, so we can create a bucket list during COVID and after COVID. Okay, we'll get to that part. So, are you ready to brainstorm some ideas? Let's get started. Okay, so we have a wellness wheel that we use often, and we rate each one on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high. So if you want to go through this exercise, for example, with money and finances, 10 being high, how would you rate money and finances? Your physical environment. So when you look outside your office window or your home, is it cluttered? Does it feel good? If it feels good, you'd rate that about a 9 or a 10. Healthy thoughts and well-being is our next category. Healthy relationships. Do we need to spend time thinking about reaching out to other people? Personal growth, spirituality, healthy activities and exercise, career and education, recreation, hobbies and interests, nutrition and body fueling, stress reduction, relaxation, and sleep. Okay, spend a little time with that exercise if you'd like to. Rate each one on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Okay, so here's some examples of our travel bucket list. You can swim in the 4 major oceans. Do you want to experience the Northern Lights? Do you want to see the Colosseum in Rome? So pre-COVID or after COVID, or currently in COVID or in the future, do we want to start planning for future travel visits? You can swim with wild pigs in Exuma, Bahamas, and I didn't even know they had wild pigs that you can swim with in the Bahamas. Okay, here's other examples of a financial bucket list. Do we want to read books about healthy finances? Do we want to start college funds? Do we want to start our own business? Do you want to pay off some credit card debt? Do we need to seek financial advice from a financial advisor? Is now a good time to look at retirement accounts or make an appointment with your accountant? Do you want to pay off your debt? Do you want to plan to pay off your home mortgage? Other examples of a career bucket list is, do you want to mentor younger people? Do you want to learn a new work-related skill? Do you want to find a new job? Do you want to write a book about your career? Do you want to take a job where you can travel more? Do we want to plan to retire earlier? Okay, other examples. This is a health and wellness bucket list. What about going vegetarian for 1 month? If 1 month might be a little too much, would you think about 1 week, 1 day? Okay. Do you want to get a gym membership, or would you like to have some gym equipment at your house? Do you want to eliminate processed foods from your diet? If so, how much time? A day, a week, a month? What would be appropriate for you? Okay, do we want to floss every night? Perhaps our dentist might say yes. Do you want to get 8 hours of sleep every night? Do you want to work on giving up any negative feelings that you're holding on to? Here's an everything bucket list. So anything goes. Okay, do you want to become fluent in a new language? I know some people are taking up Duolingo. Taking up knitting or crocheting, trying an extreme sport. If we can't try an extreme sport right now, do you want to plan to try an extreme sport? Do you want to learn a martial art? If we can't learn a martial art and take a class in person, would you want to do videos? What would work for you? Okay, do we want to swim under a waterfall? Do we want to be on a Saturday night live audience performance, or are there other shows you might want to see? Do we want to plan for going to certain concerts? Do you want to write a love letter? Do you want to make a video? Okay. I received a copy of the Northwest Montana Staycation 2020 guide. I don't know if other people have had them. They're fairly popular. And that gave me some pause to think about, well, what do we have in our beautiful Flathead Valley? So there's the Hiawatha Trail, for example. There's the giant cedars in Libby. There's hikes in Glacier National Park. So it's now a great time to just pull out a map of Glacier National Park and say, okay, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go in our county or city just for a half an hour, an hour? What would be on your list? You can come up with some creative fun at home. For example, if you look at a world map, just randomly point to a country, okay? And then do we want to have a dinner based on the culture of that country? What meal would you plan? What dessert would you plan? What music would you play? Do they have any famous poets or writers? What's the history of that country? Do you want to dress up for the dinner night? Do you want to invite friends or just stick with your family? Do you want to have something, do you want to have a Zoom meeting? That would be fun, where everyone's enjoying a different cultural dish from that country. Do you want to dress up for the occasion? Okay. The other thing we could do is maybe, do we want to have theme nights for our family? Is this a good time to wear a costume? A funny hat? Do we want to have a silly string party? Do you want to speak a foreign language for the meal? Are there rules around that? So for example, does everyone have to have a dictionary? So if they want to say something like, pass me the potatoes, how do you say that in French? How do you say that in Spanish? Just for fun. I've seen some really fun YouTube videos where they have grandparents or children greeting their school children off the bus, and they're dressed up in dinosaur costumes. So is this a fun time just to be spontaneous and just dress up in a costume, or wear a silly hat, or decorate your mask in a silly fashion and just go out just to be silly? So is this fun silly hat night perhaps, or fun silly day party? We don't know. I've always had this thing about, I've seen those Liberty Tax guys that are dancing in the corner. So something that's on my bucket list, and I just want to get out of my car and dance with a Liberty Tax guy on the corner, because I have no idea what they're dancing to, but it just seems kind of fun. Okay? So I want to really encourage you, don't act like a grown-up all the time. It's okay. Cut yourself some slack. Dance to a silly song. Put on the silly hat. Get out some old photos. Do whatever you feel like doing. So bring back that passionate spirit of the child that we all have, and bring that to your bucket list, okay? So whenever you're ready, just do it, okay? You've got this. Thank you.